Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited today because I think today is the day I'm going to be finally buying a bookshelf. Behind me is kind of what I've been working with. I just recently moved into this apartment. I have 2 videos on my moving process. I have this cart. This has all of my books that I've read on the bottom and then my TBR on the top. And as much as I like it, and it does work, with my dog who chews on everything and will bite everything, she will destroy these books if they're placed like this, just because they're like very easy for her to just go up and start biting the corners of the books. So I've been looking at bookshelves kind of on and off. I didn't want to rush into buying a bookshelf just because I wanted to find the perfect one. I'm really into the look of like mixing and matching woods to kind of create a more earthy feel. I wanted to take my time with finding furniture and everything. I really hate the look of everything being from IKEA and everything looking identical to each other. That being said, I'm not being that much more original because I did find a bookshelf from Target that I really like. There's one in stock and I think we're gonna get it today and build it. The reason I'm kind of doing this and trying to kind of rush this process is my dog is joining me at our apartment. You're probably like, why is your dog not with you right now? Long story short, she is going through the process of becoming an ESSA and my appointment had to get pushed back. It wouldn't have been until the end of September where she would have been able to join me at this apartment. I'm just paying all the fees of having a dog in a rental apartment so that she can join me, because as much as I love this place, it's not a home without her. She makes it a home and I really do miss her. We're going to do all of the final things that I've been meaning to do before she gets here, starting with this bookshelf. This might not look like a lot of books, but like these stacks go 2 back. We're gonna go to Target and build and organize everything. I'm really hoping that all of my books fit on one bookshelf because this bookshelf is almost $200 just in itself. Who knows? Maybe down the road I will get a second bookshelf or maybe thrift a bookshelf. Let's go to Target. We just got back with the bookshelf, the version that I got, the Carson 5-shelf bookshelf in the walnut finish. I don't actually know what it looks like because online it looks like it's a lot lighter, but that photo looks like it's pretty dark, but it's just a wood finish bookshelf, so I'm sure it's gonna be pretty no matter what. It was super heavy. Thank God I had Gus. I am gonna like start unboxing it and putting it together. First, I do need to move my current little bookshelf bar cart thing over because I think I'm gonna put the bookshelf like facing this way and not on this wall, just because I think it's going to balance the room out a little bit. So I need to move my current books and everything like that over. But honestly, first, before I even do that, I need something to drink because it's really hot outside. It is time to try and build this. I'm gonna do this by myself, or attempt to. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get that far into building this because I also have to meet my parents in like an hour and a half maybe. We're gonna try and do this. Oh my god, this is already so heavy. I don't have any tools. I do have like a toolkit in my car that I keep forgetting to bring to my apartment, but I really hope that this has all the tools that I need in it. I just checked on the Target app to make sure that I bought the right one because it just looks so much lighter on the app than what it is. We're gonna build it. Doesn't match the wood of like my bed. I'll show you. This is my bed and this is the wood. They obviously don't match and I wasn't really expecting them to. I'm gonna pull all of this stuff out. I'm gonna do it off camera because it's gonna probably take me a while if it's really heavy. We're gonna get started building this. I am on step 2 right now, but I have gotten quite a bit done. It's not as complicated as I thought it would be. It's just difficult at first, but it's so far just been very repetitive. I am just gonna finish building this off camera because otherwise this video would be so long and we still have to decorate this together. So I will see you when the bookshelf is either very close to being done or done. The bookshelf's built. It looks so good. It is definitely, I think, big enough to carry all of my books. The reason we put it in this corner is actually because in my room I have a projector instead of a TV. I'm gonna insert a photo of what it looks like at night. This just perfectly like works in the corner for where the projector goes on the wall. I originally was going to do it flat on this wall or flat on this wall right here. I think if I have to get a second bookshelf like later down the line because my collection grows, that I'll do that. This is it for now. I'm very excited with how it turned out. For the most part, I built this entire thing myself. Gus helped me with one part. He screwed in the little like back part. I just finished my first day of corporate America. I'm gonna reward myself by organizing my books. I feel like I'm 12. Again, I've not organized a bookshelf in a really long time, so I'm actually really excited for this. I feel like I should take off my glasses because they have a glare. Right now, this is the situation with all of my books. All of my books are just sitting right here. I don't really have them sorted. They kind of were sorted at first, but then when I had to move them off of the bar cart, they got mixed up. I think I'm going to sort them. I'm not super deep into sorting and everything like that. Like, I'm not gonna alphabetize them. Really, all I'm sorting them by is genre and then putting series together. Okay, I think I lied to you. Also, if you see the clothes back here, no you don't. I think I lied to you, and on this bottom shelf right here, I think I'm gonna put my like self-helpy books. I don't know what else to call them. Like books like Everything I Know About Love and Bad Feminist and The Power of Now. Like those types of books. The Body Keeps Score. Look at how much this book is tabbed. She's traumatized. If you see this book in my collection, just know I DNF'd this bitch. This is an awful piece of literature. I feel like I'm not gonna talk as much through putting my books on the shelves just because I feel like this is very much I just need to be doing it. I can't explain it, I just need to do it. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't even know where to start, so. Should I do YA on the bottom? All my books just fell. That's so fun. My camera battery had just died, so I just cleaned for a little bit while it was charging. Kind of have some of the things sorted. So this bottom part is YA. All of my genres, I read a lot of genres that are like, maybe I read YA fantasy, and then I'll read some like YA books, and then I read specific fantasy. My thing is I'm gonna keep fantasy together. I'm gonna keep romance together. This YA section, like I have the Selection series, I have the Inheritance Games, Good Girls Guide to Murder. I'm gonna put the Natural series. It's more of those like YA books that are like, they're just YA. Like, you know, if you see, I have the Red Queen series and the Shatter Me series, or well, Shatter Me I guess could go down in the YA section because it's not really fantasy, it's more dystopian. This is going to be like my fantasy, and I kind of look at those as more of like a fantasy-esque world. Technically the Selection series takes place in a dystopian world, but to me I kind of look at it as like a YA romance more than anything. So I have quite a few more of these. Literally all of my fantasy books are black, and I did not want to color code. I hate color coded bookshelves. I think I've probably already said this 4 times. I just don't like the look of them. But all of my fantasy books are pretty much all black. Maybe I am gonna have to put Shatter Me on the bottom because I have to put the Crave book, Fantasy. Also, I would just like to say that I read Crave, like when it first came out, obviously I have the hardcover, but I read it like as a joke because I thought it was a joke book. I thought it was a ripoff of Twilight because of the cover. And I guess it's like a really popular book talk book. I don't know. I have all my Sarah J Maas books. If you see, I don't have ACOTAR, but I have the original copies of the other books because I read them literally during the pandemic. I was about to say panini, but then I stopped myself. I don't know why I was about to do that. I borrowed the first book from one of my friends, so I will never have an actual collection that matches of these books, which is so fun. These covers are so much better than the ones that they sell at Barnes now. I kind of want to do a rereading of A Court of Thorns and Roses, especially now that I've read a lot of fantasy. If you would like to see that, let me know. I also have the OG cover of Throne of Glass that I read this last year, but I bought this back in 2020. I gotta get around to the series. My book club is gonna be reading it, and by my book club, it's me and one of my friends. If you ever actually like take a deep dive into my book collection, I'm missing a lot of books, and I have a lot of like the second book, or like I'll miss the third book in the series and whatever, because I don't buy every book that I read. But I will say with this book, where the bookmark is where I stopped reading it. It was just so long in between the first and second book, and I'm not going to reread the first book because that book is so long. And I already spoiled what happens at the end. Maybe I'll get around to this. I probably won't, but maybe I will. I'll do Crescent City. And then also, unpopular opinion, but the Court of Thorns and Roses series is the first 3 books. The novella splits it, and then it's a new like series, if that makes any sense to anyone else. I don't consider A Court of Silver Flames to be in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I think it's like a spin-off, but I know it's technically in the series, but I don't like it. I don't know if technically with bookshelves, if I'm facing it, if it's supposed to be like first book, second book, third book. So if any of the series are fucked up, or if any of the books are out of, like, mind your business. I think that's all of my fantasy. I thought I had, I have so many books, but they're taking up a lot of space already. I think I'm gonna put my mystery and thrillers right here and then leave a little space in the middle. I honestly don't even have that many mystery and thrillers because I read a lot of them on my Kindle, or like I'll rent a lot of them from the library. So I honestly have the most common thrillers, but it's fine. I really love this bookshelf. However, I will say some of the books are hidden. Like there's a whole book there and you can't see it because of the way the bookshelf is. Ooh, I know what book we're gonna hide. Colleen Hoover. That like did nothing. I have quite a lot of romances to put on the shelves, and I kind of want the top shelf, instead of that being all of my self-help books, I kind of want that shelf to be my TBR shelf. Let me get back to you. I'm gonna rework some things and see if we can move things around. So I did YA on this side, and then I did kind of more of my self-helpy books over there. I don't love the flow of that together. It's kind of a strange pairing, but as I finish books and as I get more books, I'll move things around. It's just, I really only have one more shelf, so I'm gonna have to put my mysteries next to Sarah J Maas, and then I'm gonna have to fill the rest of this with romance, and then do romance so that the top one can be my TBR shelf. So it's kind of all I could do. We gotta work with it. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm gonna put mystery by my fantasy, so Colleen Hoover won't be hidden, which is kind of upsetting, but it's fine. I'm gonna put Queen Charlotte front and center. I fucking loved that book, and no one talks about it, and it makes me mad. Also, I don't know, do any of you have this copy of The Summer I Turned Pretty? It's all 3 of the books in one bind up. I got this for $11.99 at Walmart back when I was like, I think in middle school I bought this. And I really want to buy the like separate editions of the like movie TV covers because I think they're really pretty. But yeah, I feel like I've never seen anyone with this edition of this book, so let me know if you have it. The sides of it are yellow as hell, but Colin and Penelope's Bridgerton book is probably one of also the best romances. I think the Bridgerton series is actually really good. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but I think they're really great. that I'm so happy I have a bookshelf. What the fuck? We are on the final stretch of this. So these are all the books that need to go right here. And then I have my TBR stack that will go on the top. I love this. I'm so happy. We're gonna kind of keep people together. I'm also really honestly using these little parts of the shelves to my benefits and hiding the books that I'm kind of embarrassed that are on my shelves, because why the fuck did I read Punk 57? I technically know that Neon Gods should go with the A Touch of Darkness series that I have in my fantasy series. I think the A Touch of Darkness series is more fantasy. Neon Gods is just pure smut. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna cave and buy the Dirty Air series because now I have room for it. Is that gonna be my reward for my first full day of my first ever adult job? Okay, and then I have all of my TBR. If you kind of want to see what's on my physical TBR, this is how you're going to figure out. I don't really want any of these to hide. This one can go in the corner. This is not necessarily... This book isn't necessarily like a TBR book, but it is like it's a signing guide. However, instead of me buying ASL, I bought ESL. So this can technically go right there, and it doesn't matter that it's hidden. I'm not really gonna organize these because there's not a reason to. Daisy Jones and the Six. I have tried reading this and I have DNF'd it. I did watch the show, so I know what happens. I have this special 20th anniversary edition of The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I really want to read this soon. I might do a reading vlog reading that because I think it'd be really fun. And by really fun, I mean depressing. I have Crown of Midnight. This is my book club's choice of the month. So after I finish the book that I'm reading right now, which I'm slowly getting through, I need to start this one. And I'm nervous. Love Theoretically, House of Pounding Hearts, which is the Kingdom of Crows series. I read the first one on Kindle Unlimited and I loved it. And I can't get into this one. I've DNF'd it. The receipt is how far I got into it, so maybe I'll get back into this fall when I have a little bit more time. Also, it's printed fucked up. Can you see that? That is crazy. And I think it's a stunning cover, but it's misaligned. Housefires by Connor Franta. This is actually a signed edition. I mainly bought it because it's a signed copy and I think it is the prettiest little coffee table book. I believe it's poetry. I'm not really sure. 1984. Killer Instinct and The Secret History. Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House and All About Love by Bell Hooks. And then Fourth Wing. I'm saving this for when it's actually feeling like fall outside because I just think that's going to be the perfect atmosphere to read this book for the first time. That is so stunning. Kind of want to switch so that they're not like I want it to be and then let me fix it. I'll get back to you. Okay, I kind of fixed it. If you would like a full like in-depth tour of my bookshelf and collection, you have a pretty good idea of how it's sorted anyways. I definitely have no rhyme or reason how I sorted it. I just wanted my books off of my floor. But yeah, this is it. This is my bookshelf. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you next time.